Anyone else pops in? Okay, so win with buyers. We got all kinds of stuff on here. What they normally have you guys do is student preparation. I told on the Slack, right? Some of the things that you need to kind of prepare for. Normally they would have you bring it into the class during the whole day that you'd be sitting in here, and we'd actually stop and let you go do the activities that they're requiring. Instead, I'm just telling you guys to go do that this week until we come back next week, and then guess what? You'll have more stuff again. So you don't have to do them, but if you want business, you might want to. I mean, you are here to get business, right? Or learn how to get business. Okay, so this is normally, this is KW University class, so it's their slides, and it's to give you guys skills. A lot of this stuff we've already talked about, right? We've been going over it and over it and over it in everything, not just me with you, but with Corinne and Dwight and Kelly and anything that you've watched or seen from Keller Williams. It's kind of repetitive, but it is because it works, right? Oh, let's see if I can do this. That's my pointy. I like the pointy. Austin, can you help me get this where I can click through? Oh wait, maybe it's because I did this. Hold on.
You should be able to just, if you click anywhere on the
yeah, I minimized.
it will work.
I minimized it. When you minimize it, it doesn't work. And people are in the way, so let's move them down here. How's that? Better? Prepared for the class. Everybody has leads to call today? I'm just kidding. Okay. Introduction of mindset and models. So the biggest question right now is like, why are you guys here? Not just here today, but why are you here, right? You guys want to sell real estate. Is that really why you're here?
Yes.
You want your own freedom, right? You want to make lots of money. And maybe you do want to sell real estate. Why did you guys start real estate? What was the draw to real estate for you? Just go ahead and go around. Anybody can speak up at any time, even online.
Running my own business, just to not need to answer to anybody, and just have take care of myself essentially, and not rely on anybody,
Awesome.
Why?
Anyone else?
Support my kids.
Awesome.
Seems like a career that suits my natural skill set.
Awesome. Sales, customer service, like people.
All that jazz.
If you don't like people, you might want to go out the door. There's nothing in real estate that doesn't deal with people in some way, right? You have to like people, or you have to fake to like people, right?
Yeah.
Brian, you're looking at me like, oh, I hate people. No,
I was like, I like houses though. So.
I love houses.
So, like,
Guess where I got in real estate? I want to see in every house.
Yeah.
You drive down the road at night is the best because lights are on, windows are open. What does that house look like? Every time I went into a house, first thing I'd start doing is tearing it apart.
Mm-hmm.
Knock that wall down, put this here, make that bigger,
really
interior design. That's my thing. So, and then helping people, right? For me, you guys don't, that's why I'm here right now, is because I love to help people. And so knowing why you're in real estate and making sure that that's also part of your big why to keep moving forward, right? That's all this. Does everybody know who Gary Keller is? Vaguely?
Never been that.
Yeah, personally.
You don't know him personally? Well, neither do I. You want to get to know him personally? We talked about that yesterday, right? Get in his top 100. And that's a big goal, but get in his top 100, you can meet him personally. I have been in the closest I've been to him was at family reunion. He was on stage, and probably me to where Brian is sitting. Not you, Brian, but Brian at the front desk. Quite a ways, but same room.
You're in the same room.
Right? Along with 25,000 other people. But yeah.
Just leave that out.
Yeah. Family reunion's big and it's amazing.
Where was it?
That was in Dallas, Texas, and that was that was Valentine's weekend, 2020, right before we got shut down. So it is in Florida this year. So if you have kids, you want to go to Disney World or Universal Studios, you can tag this trip as part of a tax write-off because you're going for work, right? You get yours paid for, your flight, your hotel, and then pay for your family to go with. So now's the time to buy the tickets. Just saying. Actually, Tuesdays. Okay, so Gary Keller, he's the co-founder and the chairman of the board. Actually, he got moved up. They're separating out KWX now. I think he's CEO of KWX. They're prepping and getting ready for us to go public. On stock trading.
So buy some Keller Williams stock quick.
Not yet, but we've been hearing this for about a year now. So he's been setting up his board. He's been setting up the company and KWX. KWX actually owns KW, right? Keller Williams Realty. And then they also have Keller Mortgage, Keller Covered, Keller Offers. There might be other ones they're working on that we don't know about yet, right? So, but we're all under the KWX umbrella. And then he's been building up all of his legal team and financial team and everything for that. So Gary Keller stepped away from KW as the CEO, put in Carl, I can't remember his last name, put in Carl for first name basis. And then Gary went up here to KWX, but he is still in this and he will still be on stage at Family Reunion to talk. And he still meets with our agents, right? He met with our agents just this week. So he owned a company long time ago, back, when I was not even in high school yet, and lost a lot of agents, wanted to know what to do, so he created KW. Moving forward, they worked many years of systems, right? Learning what worked, what didn't work, and that's where we have all of our stuff. That's what we go over. Everything that works, it has been tried and true, and so we teach it and move it forward to you guys. So, practices of top agents in real estate. Let's see. Words of wisdom. You guys can't read that whole thing because I've got these guys blocking. There's nowhere safe to put them.
Didn't Williams
All right.
leave when they
I'm gonna move you guys over here.
in Texas? Williams left when everyone left.
When he left
He
Texas,
decided to.
when he went bigger.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Good call by Williams.
I wonder where he is now. Okay. Here we go. Mindset. Everyone knows mindset is key, right? Do I need to read it? When you interview the very top people and ask them what their biggest challenge is, invariably they will tell you it's mindset. Keeping it strong, focused, and positive amid the many challenges they encounter every day on their way to the top and staying there. The vast majority says that this is their top issue, not leads, but mindset. So get in the proper mindset when you go out to talk to people, to get your leads and to, before you get on the phone, set up your space and make sure it's comfortable, it's positive for you, and or where you're going out, right? Go with a smile. We all know how much of a difference a smile makes when you're having a conversation, right? Pick up the phone, put the smile on your face because it automatically comes across as happy, right? Fake it till you make it, you guys. Y'all know yesterday? Could you tell how much pain I was in yesterday?
No.
Oh God, I was dying. Called my husband on the way home and I said, we're drinking tonight. So just to kill the pain a little bit. We're still there today, not as bad as yesterday. All right. Practices and mindset. Let's see if they have something. There you go. Know your local market and inventory. We talked about that yesterday, right? You have to know what you're selling. And the more you know about it, the more likely they're going to want to use you as the agent in whatever business you're in, because you know more than they know. Anybody can go on and tell you what home is for sale. Everybody has access to it. completely different from when I started. When I started, you didn't know it was for sale unless there was a sign in front of it or you had the real estate book that you had to go pick up from the MLS office. It does tell you how old I am. You want to prioritize and manage your leads. You have to know your buyers. Like really know them, right? You spend this time with them when you're showing them houses or commercial properties. Get to know who they are. Keep notes of that. Command is now on everybody's phone, even Android users. So it's KW:command in the app store, whatever app store you have. It is a great, right now it's mostly contacts. We're gonna go over this next Tuesday on the weekly meeting, but you can get in there and you can dial your contacts directly from there. You can enter your contacts.
I don't get access to it till I like do
Yeah.
all that stuff, right?
Yeah. You can probably download the store, but you can't log into it. Okay, and now not until you're licensed. Did you check today? I'm gonna ask John every time I see him.
And
This is the
today-
last, this is week 4, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
today is today marks the end of week 4.
Oh,
Call
I
them
was
It's just under
tomorrow.
4 weeks. Well, last night I was trying to find somebody to contact and it's like, I call the FBI? Like-
No, contact the state,
Okay, but,
the Oregon license.
okay. I didn't really know, I was looking online, like maybe through the company that did the fingerprinting.
PSI.
Yeah, PSI, but I
Mhm.
couldn't find like an appropriate
Mm-mm.
number to
Maybe
call.
I'll help you.
No,
I
go to
can't
the state and have them check and see if maybe they can pull it through.
I ended up talking to somebody, like, they forwarded me to, probably, they just had a group of people that just worked phones, is
Yeah.
what I got transferred
Me
to.
too.
But I ended up finding it, I'll try to see if I can.
How long
work
did
it
it
out.
take for you?
I don't remember exactly how long, but it was probably about a month, and then I called them, I don't even think I ever received
Me
anything.
too.
I think I
I
called
didn't
too.
either.
Yeah.
It took me over a month.
It's
Yeah.
been, yeah, because of COVID and they shortened up the background checks and fingerprinting have been taking a very long time, which is why a lot of people who can get to before you take your test will tell you to go get that done ahead of time
Yeah.
so that you,
I did the day
Don't have to
after I
wait.
passed my test,
yeah, oh,
so.
so you're waiting.
yeah.
But you get to learn while you wait, right? Some places won't even let you in the door until you have your license. Because we're making you like dangerous. Okay, so know your buyers. The other part of getting to really know your buyers, when you close on a transaction, you're gonna know your buyers so well that maybe if you like to do your gifts personal, like I make all my gifts for my clients very personal. Because I want them to know that I know who they are and that I care, right? So some people just do a generic gift for everybody at the same time, same way every time. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be that agent. And so, oh yeah, that's 3 packets. Everybody got 3 packets, right? Just making sure.
How many?
You should have 3 there.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Stapling with a printer, it has to be so big. And so I thought I'd break this down into sections. Plus it lets us know when we need to take a break. You get 5 seconds. Okay. You have to help people make decisions, right? So you're going to facilitate that. You're going to master your scripts. Now, y'all know how I feel about scripts. It's real estate conversations. But you do need to see the scripts and you need to know what they are. And you need to understand that you have a way to respond to people, turn it into whatever it is and make it a conversation that you end up having, right? Scripts sometimes scare people. I don't know if Austin's still listening, but if I said, hey, Austin, you're a buyer right now, go. He'll panic and no. And I do the same thing, right? I don't like to be put on the spot and scripts makes me feel on the spot, but it's easier to have a conversation with you guys about real estate and what's happening because it's natural. I've learned it. I know it, right?
Are these just talking points that are?
Mhm. Yeah, they're talking points and that's the 3rd packet that you got. Hire a coach for accountability. Well, guess what? Y'all get me for free, right? Well, new agents get me for free. Once you start making some money and you're out of a new agent program, if you're really killing it, there's different levels of MAPS coaches that you can actually hire that will help you with the accountability. You get them once a week, one-on-one versus once a month with me. It's once a month because I have too many of you, which is great. You have to know your numbers. If you don't know where your finances are at, you're just going to be a hot mess, right? You have to know what's in your pipeline. Who do you have right now that's going to carry you through to the next month, to the next 6 months? What's your average sales price? How many closings did you have last month? How many listings do you have right now? How many listings are you going to have by the end of the year, right? All these are numbers that you need to know to be successful in your business. Do you think Dutch Bros doesn't know what their numbers are, right? It's like inventory. You need to know what your inventory is so you can sell it. So you have to know your business inside and out. That is the best thing about Keller Williams and why I left RE/MAX to come to Keller Williams. There's 2 reasons. One, I got to market myself and not RE/MAX, right? Everywhere else, you market that company. You are a name under that company. Keller Williams, you get to create your own logo. You get to have your own colors. You get to market yourself. And it's you at Keller Williams because the state of Oregon requires it to be side by side, right? DBA. But why not, right? And the other reason is that they teach you how to actually own and run a real estate business. Everywhere else, I was a 1099 employee, good luck. No idea what to do, right? No idea about needing to plan for a business, plan for taxes, plan for expenses, like none of that. And here we teach you every single bit of it, and hopefully we'll prep you and have you to where when you get really busy, that everything's already in place and you're going, because when you get really busy and you don't have that, it is so hard to stop what you're doing to reorganize everything. Okay, so take it from me and take it from some of our top agents that we have right now that are actually going, oh, I should have done that. Okay, because then when you're at that point, you need to hire. And when you hire, you can't hire unless you know what your systems are and what your business is, right? So knowing your numbers, knowing your business, use your time efficiently and effectively. So you want to make sure that you're time blocking. Big on time blocking, hated it. I use it now. It took me a long time to get used to it. It takes time to get used to things, but if you get in the habit of it, and I swear by my watch, get a smart watch because it will buzz and it will yell at you, right? And it's going to tell you you have it. And if you don't want to do that, then you make sure your phone is by you at all times because it's going to buzz. Use Google. Well, I like the Google because it's tied to the KW email and everything else, and I'm an Android. But use your Google Calendar and set everything, time block it in there, and get your life organized. Everything that you do goes on there. Lead time, texting, Facebook ads, social media time, showing houses, whatever it is, researching the market, looking at the listings that your buyers are interested in, right? Everything needs to be time blocked. Leverage the technology that you have because that's going to leverage your time. That's going to allow you to have more time to actually, I don't know, go show people, write the offers, right? And then embrace the 6 personal perspectives, and we'll go over those. Any questions on that? Now, do you want to know what the 6 personal perspectives are? Does anyone know what they are?
Commit to self-mastery, commit to the 80-20 principle.
There you go. It's on your sheet, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Commit to self-mastery, commit to the 80-20 principle, move from E to P. Has anyone seen that chart?
No.
It might be in here.
What page are we on? Sorry.
Page 9.
9 is the first.
Remove your limiting beliefs. Cody,
What?
limiting beliefs. I can't get anybody. You're going to get somebody. Be accountable, right? If you aren't accountable to yourself, how are you going to be accountable to your clients? Fair, right? Okay. So you're going to learn why all of these are important and you're going to learn to incorporate them into your business. And then you're going to find that when you follow these systems and models that 180,000 KW agents have been using, you're going to be successful. Okay. You don't have to use them all at once. Oh, hey, there they are. Ta-da. All right. I love the E to P. Actually, I was trying to make my own because I didn't like their colors, but
Is there a place where it explains what these things are?
yeah, we'll be going through them through this program. Yeah. Which business do you think has a more stable foundation here? One that has models on the bottom or a lot of creativity,
One that says stable.
right?
That's fair.
Who loves spending time in the creativity portion of it? Uh-huh,
I
yeah,
was gonna say,
yeah. So it's harder for us to switch and to make sure that we're doing the right things first and then going and getting creative with all the other fun stuff, right? I can spend hours in Canva until my eyes are like, get off. But, and they're not saying you can't do that. You just got to make sure that you're doing it in the right way. Okay, 7-step buyer service cycle. Do you think this ever ends? No. Because the day we close on our client, are you going to stop talking to them until they want to buy another house in 5 years?
Nope.
7 years? No. We're going to love on them. We're going to love on them. We're going to love on them. We're going to love on them so that they want to send people to us and they talk about how wonderful and awesome we are and invite them out for coffee, invite them out for wine tasting, invite them out for whatever, right? Drop off gifts, little tiny cheap dollar store. Well, they're not going to be as cheap anymore, are they? $1.25 store.
right?
My daughter just had a fit about that.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, first time in 30 something years, they're increasing to $1.25
Oh
because
my
of inflation.
gosh.
That's a 25% increase,
Yeah, that's nuts.
but it's $1.
Hey, Arizona iced tea's holding strong.
You guys, it's still, I bet they have systems and models.
99 cents. They're just
Right.
taking a can thinner and thinner or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So your service cycle, you're going to start with transferring your leads to actual appointments. You're going to prepare for your buyer consultation. So we're going to talk about that during this class as well, right? You're going to have the buyer consultation. Everybody can do that in a different way, however you want to do it. But you need to have something that sits down with them, that where you sit down and you tell them what you're going to provide as their agent, what the expectations are that you have of them and what they have of you, right? And then how you're going to work through the buyer transaction, especially if they're a first-time home buyer, right? Because they have no idea. And you can do this to people who think that they can't even buy yet, right? They say, oh, there's no way I can buy. Well, let's sit down and let's talk about that. And you invite them to the seminar that we're going to have in 3 weeks, the class to teach you how to do it, right? What was that, Cody?
I was gonna ask if you can go over that one more time. You set expectations for the buyer, your expectations.
My expectations from them and their expectations for me.
And then you go over the process, and
Mhm.
then you go over
There's a
their
whole bunch.
financials.
Like, well, yeah, and some of the best, if you want to learn the way to do it the best way, is schedule your lender to meet at the same time too.
Hmm.
Have the lender meet with them kind of together first, and then walk out and let the lender pre-qualify them. Right?
Yeah,
And then the lender comes out. This is what the Clark Group does. Have the clients, they meet them here. They both greet together. We're gonna have you go ahead and meet with the lender first, and as soon as you're done, they'll come get me. So the lender comes out, he walks in the room, because they're in the back over there, right?
Mhm.
Ask them if they want to go to the restroom or whatever while they're waiting. The lender comes in and says, they're ready to buy now. They need 6 more months, whatever it is, right? You have it right up front.
Mhm.
So now you know when you go sit with them to start talking about the home buying process, you also have more information so that it helps you,
Yeah,
right? Make their time, and not everybody's going to want to do that because they might have their own lender already, right? But then if that's the case, if they already have it, they already have a pre-approval, fantastic. Now you're just going to dive right into that your buyer presentation, right? And you kind of have to learn to read people because you need to know how you're going to go through it. You can have a buyer presentation that could take 20 minutes, but maybe it's an hour, right? Depends on how many details you have. So if I have an engineer in there with me, what am I going to do?
Numbers.
I'm going to go in deep.
Yeah.
I'm going to be prepared for all of it, no matter who I'm sitting with. And if I'm sitting with someone who's like me, it's going to be pretty pictures,
Mhm.
very brief information, important information,
Yeah.
but very brief. And I'm going to go through it. And if it's a picture of graph and numbers and, or, you know, all the details and stuff, I'll just briefly go over it and skip to the next thing. And just get to they just want. My husband last night, oh my gosh. After the first drink. Hun, I got this thing I want to show you. And I know where he's going. We have an RV we bought in January, right? So he wants to prepare for boondocking. And he's an engineer. So he throws on this video and it's about how to prep the camper up for solar power. And this guy is just talking about all the fine details of every little thing. And every once in a while he'll show what it looks like. And I'm like, hun, I hear a lot of this, right? This is the same thing as the buyers that you're sitting with. He goes, hang on. He's going to get to the cool video that we can see and watch where it's pulling power from what. And I'm still like, I don't care. How much is it going to cost me? That's all I wanted to know. I don't care what it looks like, what it does. How many more pounds is that adding that I can't put stuff in the camper? And how much is it going to cost me? Right. So that's a buyer too, right? You've got multiple buyers. My husband, I'm like, how long is this? He shouldn't have gave me a drink first. But you know what I mean? But that's the same thing, right? You have to read your people. So you've got to get used to reading people and understanding. And you can catch that right away. Just watch their body language when you start to show them a graph that has all kinds of numbers and stuff. And if they're like, they don't want it.
See it, yeah.
They sit up and they're interested. You have a high D, right? You have a very strong personality that cares about the fine details. They're also, here's a note. This is also why you get to know your buyers. He is a buyer who's going to want to read the entire contract before he signs it. Not only the purchase or the listing contract, but he's going to want to read every single page that title is preparing for closing. Do you know how long that takes?
No clue.
And if you don't know that about your client and you get to the table and that escrow officer has other appointments set up and she has to step out to allow them the time to read through it, if you let them know ahead of time that this is a high D, he's going to want to read everything, they'll pre-send it to him so he can read it on his own time. So when they come in, he'll have his list of questions or she'll have her list of questions that they want to know before they sign. And it shortens up the time. No. So be like, why are they sending this to me? Do I have to sign this now? What do I do to print all this? Right? I mean, yeah, only the ones that, and that's not everybody wants to do that, but you got to know your buyers, right? Then you're going to find them a home. Then you're going to offer and negotiate the contract. You're going to go contract to close. And then you need all your post-close systems to where you're coming back in and making an appointment again with them to buy another house. Or hopefully it's a really good buyer and we're going to send them over to commercial, right? Meet with them to schedule for something else. So in this entire cycle that you have, you need systems for all of it. And you have it. You have it in command. Winning mindset. You guys have this. You can walk through it. Not everybody has it online. They don't have it, but let's just talk through it, right? So every day, this is what you should be doing. I want everybody's numbers. Time block for and lead generate 3 hours a day at minimum. Have a database of METs, past clients. You might not have that, but you'll have METs, right? Or leads or whatever, and consistently communicating with them. You have taken Ignite or Bold at least once. Ignite is starting in January. Practice and use the scripts from Ignite or Bold. I have provided the scripts, every single script that I can find that KW has made, and I'm talking, I think I have 2006s. I have uploaded that into the Slack channel. So you guys, if you just type in scripts, it'll pop up and show all, or go to files and it'll show all the files that I've uploaded. So you can download all the scripts you want, plus you have some scripts right here. Have been in business approximately 2 years or more and consistently closed 16 or more buyer transactions a year. Obviously, most of you, I think, if not all of you in the room, have not done that. Definitely. I'm just looking to see who's on. We've got all newbies on there. Okay. Use it. This shows you how old this is. Use the KW technology tools in your business. So we don't have EDGE anymore. That's Command. Your website, your app. The dashboard was on the EDGE. Have a business website that attracts and captures customer inquiries. That's what your Command website is. Your KW website. Know your numbers. Know your leads to appointments to contracts. Know your commission, right? Know where you're at in your business. Actively use social media in your business. Present a buyer agency agreement for your buyers for a signature. If you don't have one, ask Peter for a copy of his, or look at the ones that's in zip forms or the KW forms, right? For a buyer, that's a buyer broker agreement. Continuously preview homes in your market. Be immersed in the market center. Know the staff. Have a network of colleagues and vendors. Attend classes and events. Attend mega camp. Attend family reunion. Can you tell us the KW thing here?
Yeah.
But you guys, those are great. And participate in KW MAPS coaching. Right now, y'all kind of get me. I have a MAPS coach to help teach you. Okay. Family reunion. Yes, it's expensive. If you can go, is it worth it? Absolutely. As soon as it gets close to it, they provide the agenda for us on what the breakouts are. You get to hear and see, you get to, number one, you get to be with all the agents that go, so you can create referral relationships, right? Because everywhere you go, people want to hand you their business cards. So when you sit down in a breakout room, first thing I did, hi, how are you? Where are you from? I'm from here. Or, oh, hey, I was from Montana too, right? Whatever it is, that's cool. Everybody switches cards. Go to the person over here. Go to the person over here, right? But it's all about building relationships and knowing someone, asking more about not just that, but like, what type of business are you in? How many transactions do you do? Because then you kind of get an idea if you like the person or not, if you want to build that referral relationship. So then the next time you attend family reunion or you go to mega camp, hey, are you going? Or you start doing the outside events that they have that are gathering together to get to know one another that are actually outside of the KW stuff. Dinners in the evenings, right? Lunches. And then when you go, you look at the agenda, you look at your business and you say, what do I want to achieve in my business this year? What classes are going to help me achieve that in my business this year? And just attend those with a mindset driven with what you want to do. If you go and you just go, that one sounds good, or that one sounds good, or, oh, I could go to that one, and you go to this one, it's all day long for 2 full days. There's a lot of classes, and depending on where it's at, there's a lot of walking that I had to do to get from class to class, right? You're tired. Huh?
Is that in Vegas?
No, that was in Dallas.
Oh, Dallas. Okay, I was gonna say Vegas. Yeah, there's always so much fun.
Oh, wait till they do it in New Orleans again.
Yeah.
In New Orleans, it's spread out. Like they're like, bring tennis shoes.
Yeah.
Right? I actually bought some nice looking glittery tennis shoes to match my outfits when I went to family reunion, because that's all I ever heard. Now you see people walking in heels. You're like, you're
That's
crazy.
crazy.
So crazy. But you go with a mindset and knowing exactly what you want to achieve and do. And then if you go to a specific topic that kind of filters through all the way and it ties it all together, you're gonna actually adapt what you find and what you learn. When you go to 10 different types of breakouts because you don't know which one you actually want, you're gonna come back with 10 different fantastic, wonderful, great ideas. And oh my God, I gotta do all of this. And it's overwhelming and you'll do none of it. So go with a purpose. And seriously, people do it all the time. So that's what I learned. I went in with specific things that I wanted to come back and teach the agents. And so I did go to a few different things, but it was all about bringing that back to teach the agents. And then I had to do some leadership stuff too, but it's fun. And the evenings are great, and the dinners with whoever from the office, they'll take you out one night, and it's a great time. It really is, to get to know agents and do everything. So did anyone add up their scores? You guys didn't listen.
I got 5.
You got 5, awesome.
Well, it's 7, but that's for, not me. but-
For Cameron?
Yeah.
So Cameron needs to step it up.
I feel like number 5 is a big goal, but I feel like that's not maybe always.
We can take that
Market
off. We'll
specific.
bring it down to,
Like-
just take that top chunk. Yeah, there you go.
We were
Sorry.
talking like yesterday that like if you had like 100,000 goal, you'd sell 8 a year in Portland.
Yeah.
The average price.
Yeah, and remember too, this is, the average we have here
Yeah.
is not the national average, okay? And these guys are in Texas, and the average down there is a lot. Well, you're probably, it probably does take that many to be successful. Here in our market center, it takes less than 5 average transactions to cap, to pay for yourself to be here, to help pay for me. And most of the other places, it's 10. Right? So we're blessed here for that. You guys get 100% of your money a lot faster. And we want you to. We want you to be happy. Okay, so change your mindset if it's not where it needs to be. Change your actions.
Does
Yes.
that work? Does that start from the beginning of the year or the beginning of the year when you signed on?
It's when your anniversary month is. So
Okay.
when you joined us, if you joined in October, your anniversary is November. So every November, you'll start over.
Okay.
Mhm. And then, so if you didn't cap in your first year, then that's okay. You don't owe the money, right? You didn't make it. You don't owe it. Some places you owe it. It's amazing what you find out when you're in leadership. So then you start over, and then you start paying, right? If you can cap in 3 months when you start over, because you've had time to build up,
Yeah.
right, and get rolling, then you're just going to cap faster.
Mhm.
And most agents cap really fast in their second year because they have their first year to start building their systems and learning everything and meeting people and building their database and doing all the activities they need to do. So, and by the time you start to get a deal, it does start to go a lot faster. And you'll find that maybe your second year, you'll cap in 6 months,
Mhm.
right? And maybe your third year, you'll cap in 2. So you get 10 months of 100% commission. Who doesn't want that? Right? That's a lot of money in your pocket. A lot of money in your pocket. And we all want the money, right? Okay. So let's think about our past buyer appointments. What did you do in the process to enable the success of it? Some of you guys have already had a buyer, right? An active buyer. So what activities did you do to help you achieve that buyer to want to work with you? I think, you worked with yourself. You worked with a buyer.
Yeah.
You worked with a couple buyers. Still working with them?
Yeah.
What was it that made them decide that they wanted to work with you?
Well, because they're past client for my design services.
Okay, so they already knew who you were. and how professional you are and how you're gonna get things done and take care of it, right? That's awesome. If you have a past business, use it for advantage for this, for sure. Megan, how about you?
I would say communication and being timely with your responses and seeking out all the information you need for your buyers. Because I only had buyers make my first 2 transactions and I didn't felt like I didn't know what I was doing. So
Mhm.
every conversation I would have with them, then I would get off the phone and I would just research everything I could to make sure that the response I was gonna send them was all of the best information I could possibly find.
Yeah,
And it would leverage you guys.
absolutely, right?
Yeah, so.
Tracy, how about you? Are you there?
How do you?
I'm sorry, I am here.
She's like, I'm not listening.
No, I was
in your
briefly,
past buyer appointments.
Yeah.
What did you do in the process that enabled them to want to work with you?
well, I got lucky and I knew the people already. So, they already trusted me and wanted to work with me. One of the ways that I've found I've gotten my sphere interested is finding different places that are on the market that I find interesting and then posting something about it. So I know we have rules about not sharing, other people's listings, but I would just say, hey, my next door neighbor is putting their place up for sale, who wants to be my neighbor? Or, hey, there's this great mid-century coming in Lake Oswego. And then people are like, oh yeah, they self qualify and they're like, yeah, I'm totally into it. And so, and then anytime I'm out doing open houses or not open houses, but showing houses, even for other agents, if it's a cute place, I'll take great photos and do some social and post and get people interested. But I think a lot of it is, people that know me and trust me. So that's been helpful. I haven't really done one for somebody that doesn't know me. I am working with some buyers that I got through OpCity leads, but I haven't met them yet. One lives in Washington, another lives in Colorado, so I haven't had the chance to sit down and do a presentation with them. But it seems to be moving along anyway.
Yeah, right.
I think having a good website, having place to refer them, and my email signature file, I custom did mine, but having something nice there with your Facebook, your Instagram, your website, your photo, coming across professionally. So when they do interact with you or you send them a listing, even if you haven't met yet, they're already starting to feel comfortable with you and asking good questions when you're on the phone with them, just to show, you're knowledgeable and trying to meet their needs is really helpful.
Yeah. And that's what I really push is anybody can sit there and try to dial, door knock, get to know, try to get business from people that you don't know at all. The most natural and best organic business you're going to get is people that you do know, right? Getting involved and engaged in things that you love. We talk about all the time, and I'm going to keep driving that down your throat because it's the best way to get organic business. But if you are a dialer and you don't mind door knocking and you don't mind just getting a list and calling or doing the social media ads to get leads of people you have no idea, and you're good at constantly talking, reaching out until they become an actual transaction, then do that, right? Yes.
I was gonna say the buyer's guide and command.
Yes.
I created, it honestly helped me more than it helped my clients.
Yeah, they don't care.
They don't care. Like I sent it to the first 2 and I was like, nobody knows this. So I just memorized what was in there so I could stay one step ahead of the clients and always, after we would have a conversation or, complete a step, then say what's next.
Yeah.
So that was a very helpful tool for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've heard mentioned many times knocking on doors? Like, is that actually a thing that people do? Like say, hey, you want to buy a house and just like go up and down the streets? Like, I cannot imagine that approach being.
Yeah, no.
efficient in any
The
way.
easiest way to door knock is if you're door knocking for specific reasons, right? So if you're hosting an open house, you want to go door knock and invite all the neighbors, or
Okay.
tell them you're hosting an open house at this address. Give them the flyer if you know anyone that you'd love to have live in your neighborhood.
Okay.
Would love to have you come, invite them. Or if you're interested in, if you're thinking about selling your home, you want to see how your house compares to it, why don't you come?
Mhm.
Right?
Okay.
Or have a special open house just for sellers
Okay.
on a different day, right?
Mhm.
To try to get the listings. That's why we door knock. We want the listings.
Okay. That
Okay.
makes a lot more sense.
Or you can go door knocking in a neighborhood that you're focused on, that you're farming, right? So if you're sending postcards or handwritten letters or flyers in the mail to them, you go door knock them because they've seen your picture in the mail that you've been sending them. And you use that opportunity, especially in the holidays, and use what we do for food drives, blanket drives, gift card drives for kids and families in need, right? And I'll be back. If you have anything now, I'd love to pick it up. I'll be back on Friday to pick up anything that you might.
Do.
Yeah. Right now, we're doing a gift card drive for the 1210 Tigard School District for families in need. We did it last year too.
I saw something about that. What is exactly does that entail?
Bringing gift cards in and then we'll go donate it to them. Last year we did gift cards and we also did a food drive as well. This room was full of food and we had thousands of dollars of gift cards that even our agents can donate, right?
But
Or you can go talk to your clients and incorporate that into the donation because it shows that you're giving back to the community, right? So you're coming at it in a different angle for that.
So door knocking, you wouldn't necessarily be wanting to be like, oh, hey, you want to give me some cash so I can buy some?
Yeah. We could, Cody, but.
Yeah, somebody tried doing that to me like 2 days ago.
Yeah, no, you're
I was
gonna
like,
come,
nah.
you're gonna have a flyer that you're gonna make
Mhm.
that states what the purpose is and what you're doing. And then you can take it and you can door knock it. You can talk to your clients about it and have your clients help with donations, right? Because it's about what you are doing to help your community
Mhm.
and people want to help, right? But it's also a way to get out there and to meet people
Yeah.
and to also get that face to face.
So if you're going door knocking with this flyer, then you drop off the flyer and hopefully they send the gift card here.
No, you tell them you'll be back.
Oh, okay.
You'll come back the next day or next week.
Mhm.
Couple days or whatever,
Mhm.
right? I'll be back. I'll be coming back around gathering up the food donations or gift card donations or whatever it is that we're collecting. And I'll pick it up at that time.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'd love if you can help. If you either, be here or leave it out or whatever it is,
I'll say, write me an email, I'll come back by,
Mhm.
boom, boom, boom.
That's right.
Yeah, when you go back by, pick
Yeah.
up, you can get a little pop.
Give them your business card and say,
Bye.
let me know when you're ready for me to pick it up.
Yeah, yeah.
We have to have them all in by, and do not the date we have, do a few days before.
Mhm.
Right? I'll be back in on this date, or let me know before this date, here's my card.
Yeah.
Just gotta get creative, right?
Where do you get those flyers at?
You make them.
I mean, do we have a?
You can go to us and ask whatever graphic he has already
Mhm.
and for the information.
Okay.
I don't think we made any for this one. We just did this. We just decided to do it. So normally though, if we do like food drives or blanket drives or anything like that, we will create flyers for you to utilize to contact your clients or your farm with.
I'm just thinking too, like, since that is kind of like a farm with this area,
Mhm.
it also makes sense to like for you to find an organization that's doing something for Christmas time
Yeah.
in like Oswego. And then
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get more specific
good
to
point,
where you're
yeah.
at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because people, maybe in like.
And that's
Oswego
where you
don't wanna
get-
money from people,
And that's where you get involved,
Yeah.
right? You
Yeah.
find a community, a charity, anything that feels good, that makes you happy.
Mhm.
And then you do whatever it is to help them, right?
I can get behind that for sure.
Right? It's easy when you're passionate about it.
Yeah.
How many agents I got scuba diving with disabled now?
Do what?
How many of our agents I have scuba diving with disabled? Because I talk about it. It's my passion. I'm on the board.
Yeah, okay.
That's my nonprofit.
That's
Right?
awesome. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's why I talk about it all the time. To see how easy it is for me to talk about it. And
Yeah.
I got Masha's gonna join me.
Mhm.
Okay. Again, I'm still in packet 1 and I should be in packet 2 in 4 minutes. Okay.
Oh, no.
These 2 appointments.
They want step 1.
Oh my gosh, it's going through all these. Okay. Well, this will be easy. Y'all know the leads to appointments, right? Here we go. Leads are everywhere. Your activity, generate the leads. Find your sources, use the technology. You all have, I don't know if they have it on here. No, they don't. Okay. It's in your pamphlet here, right? It's the prospecting list that we've got. I've given it to you in other forms too. The one that has all the ways that you can prospect for free, the ones that cost money, and the ones that are a little bit of both. So make sure that you are finding what you want to do to get business. Okay. And then, curious, off right behind there. Okay, we spent way too long at the beginning. All right, so then conversion of the leads. Right here. Oh, they don't have much on here, but you have sheets. So top agents, they respond immediately to the leads. They get valid and complete contact information. You know, Command has the database health score. Everyone's like, what is that? Why do I need it? Well, the more information you have about a client, a contact, the more likely they're actually going to buy or sell a home with you or refer people to you. So that database score is name and email, phone number, home address. That's going to be the base of your big score. And then it's going to add in, do you know their anniversary? Do you know their birthday? Right? And then even more, their relationship, spouse. Do you have the spouse in there? Do you know that information? So going through all of that and knowing all of that. And then determining the person's motivation, why on buying. Are they able? They're not able. What are we going to do with them? We're going to nurture them, right? We're going to hook them up with a proper lender that can actually help them through that process and guide them in the steps that they need to take so that they can become able. Because if they reached out to you and they're interested in buying a home, but they can't right now, they still want to buy a home, right? So we're going to do everything we can to help them get there. You want to make sure that they're ready and they're willing. Have a tag for that, right? They're a buyer 6 months out. They're a buyer. They're a hot buyer. I'm going to have both those tags because I want buyers and I want sellers. And I want hot buyers. That means they're in my pipeline. They're ready now. I better have an opportunity for them. They're 6 months out. I know that I'm going to drip on them continuously, check in depending on the situation. You're going to write notes. They need to pay off some debt, right? Or however much debt in order to qualify for a loan. Check with the lender. Have the relationship with both parties, right? So the more you know about your client, the more you care about them, the more likely when they do become ready for it, guess who they're going to call? You. Because you stayed in touch, you cared about them, you really wanted to help them buy their first house, right? Set up the appointment to meet with them. Even if you don't do like a full-on buyer presentation or you don't do a buyer broker agreement with them, still meet them face-to-face to get to know them, to build that one-on-one relationship, and to have a conversation with them about the process of it and how you're going to help them and get the information about what they're looking for that you can set them up on searches, right? If you haven't already done that. So goals of the conversion is to get the appointment, to get a referral from them, and to strengthen your relationship. Classify, able, ready, and willing. Well, we just did that, right? It goes in full details here, you guys, on everything on, oh, here we go. We just said that. Okay. 4-step lead conversion. you've seen the funnel, right? This is a little bit different. You're gonna capture them as a lead. Met them at an open house, met them at a party, got their information. You're gonna connect with them. You're gonna cultivate until they're ready to buy, or you're gonna connect with them and take them right to buying a property and closing on the property, right? And then they're gonna go right back up in the funnel again. Because now you wanna keep on trying to talk to them, cultivating them, meeting up with them. Does anyone have any questions? You guys can ask anything at any time. No? Look how fast I go through this, right? I just did this. Capture, connect.
There was,
Yes. We're not there yet?
no, I think it was, I mean, I don't know how much you want to go into it, but at least for the place where I am at this point,
Mm-hmm.
lead generation seems.
That's your
the
big.
most important thing.
It is. That's why it was blocked as 3 hours a day, lead gen.
Okay,
If you don't do lead gen, you're not gonna have anybody to talk to or to sell a house to.
Yeah.
Right? That is the most important.
but I think
Did we skip over it? Not really, no. This is all like the aspects of it, like what you do, the lead, where to go and where to get them. We've gone over, you haven't been here, we've gone over this and we'll go. Well, this will be always a conversation. Lead generation is never not gonna be a conversation that I have with you guys at any time. Always, always. Okay. 5 methods to establish rapport. This is page 29. So mirroring and matching them, right? This is the communication, getting to know who they are, understanding how to communicate with them. You want to know what it is every time you get a new person. What is the best way for me to contact you? Do you prefer email? Do you want me to give you a call every week? Or do you want me to text in once a week, twice a week? You know, is texting the preferred, but I can call you once a week, right? Because I still want to have a conversation because this is so impersonal. But some people, this is all I want, right? Are you going to check your emails? How many emails do you have? Which one's the best one for me to send that you're actually going to see, right? It all depends on importance. I have 5. Do you think I look at every single one? One of them just like, it's my junk email, right? So important to know how you're going to talk to them, what they prefer for communicating. Because if you're emailing someone and all you've done is email someone and they never check their email,
Lost the content.
and you go, I keep emailing them and they never respond. Have you picked up the phone to call them? No, because I don't like to talk on the phone. Then you better text them.
Also noticed that with the one I'm working with right now, he was not responding to any of the ones I was doing through RMLS. But then he was sending me links on Zillow, so I started resending him the RMLS postings that I was getting on prospecting
Yeah.
through Zillow, and he started communicating. Like it just needed to be on his
Yeah,
search format.
right, you need to just like reverse it, right?
Yeah,
And-
he didn't do anything with any of the ones I was sending him. The other ones
That's so wild.
Yeah.
just looks different. You didn't know where to
It's-
click.
Well, and it's also like, if it's the communication and information that you provide to them. So if you're sending them automatic RMLS listings, did you have the conversation about what's coming to him and why you're sending those? Like, I'm gonna set you up on an email service directly from the RMLS that agents, as soon as that listing goes live, you're gonna get an email. That's gonna change their mindset because it takes up to 24 hours for it to go on any of the websites that are out there. Yeah, it might be 10 minutes on Zillow or 5 minutes on Zillow, but you're gonna tell them that it could take up to 24 hours for these brand new listings to actually go live. And I have seen in today's market that those could already have a pending on them before we even get a chance to go look at it. So please make sure that you check these listings when they come through. I'm gonna look at them as well. And if I see one that you like, I'm gonna contact you. I'll send you a quick text, say, hey, did you see this one? Do you wanna see it? When would be the great time? Or if you get to it before me because I'm in a meeting or I'm out showing someone else, send me a quick text, let me know when you wanna see it and I'll see if I can get us in. They're gonna look at that email differently when you put the importance of it upon them. right? And you make it sound like that's the better search than what they're getting, which it really is. Even if it's 1 minute difference.
Yeah.
Right? Because as soon as it goes, if you have, you can choose how often they get them. And every single time, I'm always going to choose instantly. Because I don't want them to get it if the listing goes live and they just got the email and the next one's not going to come till the end of the day.
Especially right now, there's not like a skip, they're gonna get bombarded.
Well, and they are going to get bombarded, and so are you, because you're going to get a copy of that email every single time. And you want that copy of that email every single time because you want to stay on top of what's new. It's either that or you got to be in there every minute of the day checking the searches, right? And who has time for that? Nobody. So have the system work for you to tell you when a listing goes live so that you can instantly text your client and say, did you see that one? What do you think? And then they'll be like, ooh, which one?
Mhm.
Check your email. You just got it. Or send them the link, right? That also puts you as the person doing all the work. Instead of them constantly feel like, I'm sending you the Zillow links, I'm sending you the Zillow links. Why am I using you for my realtor? Because you won't open mine.
I don't know, that's what
Right?
you're doing, you're just
I know.
using the same ones as well.
Right, but doing what you did was smart. Send it back to them in the link. So, and because there's also more information on there that doesn't get processed through to Zillow, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I have a quick question. It's off topic.
Mhm.
Okay. I'm sure other people in one person. So this is just a situation that came up, sorry.
No, it's right.
Like, you can't do two loans at once, right? Okay, because like, so if someone gets approved for like a conventional and a FHA, you can't use both, right?
No,
Okay, you have to choose one or the other.
yes.
Oh,
Yeah, nope, that's all right. Okay, so exceed expectations, right? We just did that, right? We're doing more than what they expect from us. You want to provide value. Here is a buyer lead sheet. If you guys go to your third booklet that I gave you,
That's the one called step 2.
boy, I guess it went, yeah. It didn't have, okay, so in here, communication styles, there's samples of your communication styles, right? For you to get to know who you're dealing with before we get to this form. Assertive, sociable, structured, steady. And then there's examples of how they're going to react and how you're going to respond to it, right? And that'll help you with your conversations with them. And then they wanted us to actually have a breakout and do that with each other, but you're going to do that. You're going to practice that with your spouse, with your family, with your clients, with your friends, with anybody. All right. And here's some more questionnaire things that you can go through. Well, unless you guys want to do that in here, do you want to do it in here?
What was it?
The question.
To break out and actually like work on communication styles. So like if I said, customer 1, I'm your customer. I've done quite a bit of detailed research on the internet already, and I have a list of homes that I want to see. In order to make a decision to work with you, I'd like some testimonials of buyers that you helped with previously. How are you going to respond to it? So you guys can take this and you can go and you can like read through them. Think about how would you respond? All of you guys, Michaela just asked us this earlier. They want to know how many transactions I've done.
I hate that one.
Or how many deals have I had in West Lynn, right? Well, if you haven't had any, how are you going to answer that?
I haven't had any, but I've been studying for 6 months and I'm at the best market center in Portland. I have a lot of people on my back who know exactly what they're doing, and I'm somebody you can trust.
Nice.
Okay, but you got another agent over there that knows better than you? Fine, I'm gonna go find them. For me, seriously,
Okay.
the best way to answer it is someone said, and this is what I told Michaela. They come to you and they say, okay, how many homes have you sold in West Lynn? I haven't sold any. However, I can tell you right now today that the market is a seller's market by 84%. Homes have been dropping in price by 2% over the last month. And inventory is peaking up, or whatever it is, altos, right? If you're gonna target a specific area, a specific zip code, have exactly the information about the market, because you might not have sold a house yet, but damn, you know the market. That's how you show that they want to work with you, even if you haven't sold a house yet. I am brand new, but yet I have been studying, but what I can tell you is about the market and what's selling right now and what's happening and what the interest rate is. And did you know that conventional loans have gone up? So that jumbo home that you're looking at for 700,000, right?
You get it now. Yeah.
Right, without going into a jumbo
Mhm.
because of the down payment, right? So that information is going to make you very knowledgeable, and that's the information that you want to take to every single person in a conversation when they say, how's the market? Or why should I work with you? Or how many homes have you sold? You can also top it off with, I am at the top selling office in Lake Oswego. One of the top. Actually, I think we are. We have the most top producing agents. We have the highest average sales price, right? How do you know those numbers? Market trend reports.
Market trend.
The whiteboard, no, we put it on the whiteboard. We've got the market trends. We're also going to show you guys how to find your market trends on Tuesday at the meeting, because you need to know your numbers. So you want to know where to find them, how to find them, how to find the market center ones. I think those are available for you guys. I have the leadership, so I can see everything. But that's where you can get those numbers to know too. So know your market. Okay, the pamphlet, both pamphlets have a lead sheet. So we'll also have one of these on the listing side. And if you ever listen to Alex, he calls people, he'll go right through a sheet, questionnaire, bam, 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 bam. And that's what this is, right? Get to know everything that you want to know about them. Go through this ahead of time. Don't just go through it when you're on the phone with someone. Read it ahead of time. Mark up the things that you do want to know or you don't want to know, right? Change it up to your information. Make your own sheet. But these are great samples for you to utilize.
If you're going through that with somebody like, just like Alex would on a phone call.
Yeah.
To get to that question about if they're working with
Like
you,
you-
not GPT
yeah.
farther. after
This
that?
would be,
Or you're just
no.
Trying to like fish. to
Why
see
not
if-
ask as much as possible and then set up the appointment to meet them in person, and then you'll know whether or not you need to bring a lender.
What about I'm talking about with like the agent question. I'm guessing you're not working with the real estate agent since you called me. And if they say yes, they
If
are.
they say yes,
you
oh,
just kinda,
yeah.
Like
you probably should stop.
stop. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
You can't even keep in contact with them?
Well, I mean, it doesn't really.
Because if they're calling another agent, then they might. not-
Well, then that's a question. Why are you calling me? Because sometimes you will get agents that, especially if you're listing.
But is that against?
Well,
the
my
rules?
agent is out of town, so can you show me your listing?
No, right?
I guess that's why you asked the next one. Is if
Well-
yes, what is their name? 'Cause then they might just stumble because they actually don't have one.
Boom.
Then you're like, oh.
That's what we,
really have
he
one.
listens. We teach that in our open house class, right? Exactly. Because people will say it to avoid having to talk to you, right? It's like driving into a car lot.
But you gotta be really
They
careful.
stop you, right? We can help you today. What are you looking for? Not that we're just driving through. Roll the window back up. Same thing with buyers, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm working with someone.
Is that against the rules to?
If they have, so the next question actually would be, have you signed a buyer broker agreement with them, right? If they signed a buyer broker agreement, you technically don't have to have a buyer broker agreement. If they are working with an agent and they've got that relationship built, you don't want to take that agent or that person from them. So then it would be, okay, why are you calling me today then?
Mhm.
You know, this is what your agent should be doing for you. If you're interested in looking at homes, why are you not calling your agent? You can probe a little bit that way, right?
And like
Because
you
maybe then
said-
they're not really working with the agent. Maybe they just called an agent on a listing and that agent just started sending them stuff.
Mhm. If they said my agent's out of town, we show us a house, you would say no, right?
No, yeah, you need to work with your agent.
Okay.
If it's your listing, you can contact their agent, let them know that they called about your
I see,
listing,
yeah, that makes sense.
right?
Mhm.
Normally, most agents, they go out of town, they have someone as backup to help them out while they're out of town,
Mhm.
if that happens. If not, it's your listing, you want it sold, Sure, I can let you in and show you the place, let the agent know that they've contacted you, said that they were out of town. I'm gonna show them the place and tell them if you're interested in it, you need to contact your agent. Right? You don't want to go and write the offer for them.
Yeah.
That'll get you in trouble. Especially if they said they have a buyer broker agreement or that agent sent them the listing
You have
and
to get together
now
and cancel
they're
that
procuring
agreement.
cause, right? So it's that fine line. Then Kelly gets a call from the broker at the other agent's office and says, hey, your agent stole our agent's client. They want commission. And now you're going to pay commission.
Dang.
Yeah, so that's why super important.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. I'm not in the next one. Oh, the next one's not going to take that long. Closing. That's the best part, right? What happens when we close? Woo! It's a party. Make sure all your documents are turned in or you're not gonna. Get the appointment, handle any objections that come up during the transaction. There are, again, the lead sheet has like things to say more about each of the questions that are on the buyer lead sheet. This is all for you guys to go back throughout the week and work on this stuff, right? Instead of us doing it here in class, because we could stop, take the 10-minute break and make you role play with the scripts, take a 20-minute break and let you play lead conversion. But then we're going to need an 8-hour class. Do you guys want to do the scripts?
No.
You want to practice with each other, team up with each other, right? You guys are online, find out who else is online, schedule up as everyone gets a free Zoom for 20 minutes. If you can't meet in person, come here in person and meet. Pull up one of the conference rooms and meet in the conference room. Or tell me, Tanya, we need a scripts day. Or join all those script classes that my PC coach has provided for us. There's 3 of them now, and I just posted them all. And that's all the PC program agents around the US that have a MAPS coach. They're all, anyone can join those at any time. Okay. Any questions about the scripts? Yeah, role play. Team up. Okay. Real play. Get as many appointments as you can in 20 minutes. So see, it wanted us to like stop and make you guys go call. That's something that they do in bold, and it's kind of hard. Like they just expect you to start calling right there. Who wants to call right here? Does anybody?
I would if I had.
You would if you had. Cody, I'll give you some to call. Okay, so this is what you guys are going to do for the next week. Homework, if you want to. And I just shared with you guys the December blast off, right?
Yeah.
On Slack. Instead of calling about, well, you can call about if they're interested in buying or selling a home or whatever you want to do with that, or if they know anyone, but it's more about the holidays and just getting to know people, checking in on them, letting the progression naturally go there. Maybe you're going to call someone who doesn't know that you're a realtor yet, right? And then you can have that relationship grow from that. Have some market knowledge before you call people. Okay. Cultivate them. So once you do that, you want to make sure they're in command and that you put a task for yourself to call them again, right? Set them up on a quarterly call. Set them up on the monthly neighborhood nurture. Ask them if they wouldn't mind getting an email from you every 2 weeks or monthly with market information about the neighborhood they live in. Well, how are you going to know what neighborhood they live in if you don't know their address or where they're looking to buy? Grab a few of them, send it out. Look, there's another buyer lead sheet. You guys got lots of those. That's the real play. There's a call log. You needed to make 10 calls. So we talked about this on the lead sources. They say 3 or 4. I say 2 to 3, right? Narrow it down to just a couple of them. Well, it depends on what they are and how you want to get leads. So narrow it down to just a couple places of how you want to get business, how you want to find people. And because then you can focus, it's easier to focus on a couple of things than it is to feed all these things, right? And if one of them is not working, then scrap it and find something else. Go back to that list that we have that shows you all the different ways that you can prospect. Make sure you complete the contact information, get as much as you can. Connect and qualify to see if they're ready, able, ready, and willing. Practice your scripts, just the conversation, right? Just like I went over with you guys just a minute ago about the conversation and talking to them about the market. That's a script, if you want to call it a script, right? But it just, the more you know, and if you want to just practice with yourself at home, if it's easier because you're uncomfortable with someone else until you get comfortable. And then when you get comfortable, ask. All of you guys are brand new to this, so it should be easier to get together with each other to practice scripts because neither one of you have it down, right? And practicing the scripts, do you need to memorize it the way it is? Absolutely not. You need the general information about it and put it in your own words. Because if it's words you don't use, then you're going to stumble and then it's going to look like it's a script. How many people know that when you answer the phone, it's someone reading a script?
Often.
You know,
Right.
because they're just reading a script. You
Right.
guys need to make it natural.
I used to put like, whenever I was in that other brokerage for like a month or whatever,
Mhm.
I just like wrote down like what the script sentence was about, just like a word. And I'm like, okay, so this is where I'm at.
Yes.
And I just keep talking like, so where are you at on this part? You know, and
Yeah,
just more natural for me. I don't know.
that's the easiest way to do it. And that's the way to be more natural, right? So this is so old. 33 touches, now 36 touches. For the longest time, people needed to be talked to or reached out to in some way 33 times a year. Gary Keller changed it last year to 36. Why? Well, because we're needy, right? We want it to be all about us. And then COVID. Actually, COVID probably bumped it up to more than that because people were locked up. People still are locked up. Can you believe that? Some people still haven't left their house yet. So make sure you're reaching out to them, talking to them. And then always, to know where you are and what you're doing, track your numbers. Use these call sheets to track who you talk to. You're going to put it in command too, but how much easier is it to sit down and go, I called 10 people and actually talked to 10 people today. Had a conversation, right? Should be 20. Okay, look at that. I made it to the second book. 24 minutes late. All right. This one's going to be a lot easier because it's the buyer consultation. And we're going to go through all of these. The buyer consultation is your presentation, right? What you're going to do. There are examples of it in command templates, not examples. There's templates in there for you to use. We talked about going on Etsy and buying one on there if it's the look that you want, right? Go to the one in command as well to get the information that you need, to get KW verbiage, but make it you. If it's not you, it's obviously, it's part of your branding, right? You want everything to look the same and flow the same. So you want to make sure that you know your buyers, know the demographics, know if they're in their age groups, and if they're leaving the home for the first time and buying their first house, if they're buying a second home, if they're purchasing an investment property, or maybe they want to move up to a bigger home. And what are you going to do with your other home, right? They want to sell it. Maybe they want to rent it. Maybe the kids are getting it, right? Know every step of what they're doing and why they're doing it.
Does a real estate agent like have anything to do with the rental? Like, could we facilitate somebody to rent this property?
Not really.
Okay.
That's a property management. Okay. And that's property management license. It actually, they do the same school we do, but they either get the property management license or they get the real estate license. Once you become a principal broker, you can become a property manager. But you're limited on what you can do, okay? Because if you're selling real estate. The Clark Group owns a property management company. They own it because they had so many clients that were buying investment properties, and then they were trying to find a property manager to take care of it for them. And when you do that, probably 99% of the time, you send them over to a property management company. Guess what? They have a realtor, right? And they lose their client. So they started working their own. Had a property manager that held the license for the property management company. So they knew that if they sent their client to that property management company, because it was their own, that they would get the client back when they're ready to sell, or if they wanted to buy more, right? So now, I was with them when Alex had like 22 maybe. And I know there were well over 87. Well, and they've hired more people. I think they're higher than that, actually. Look at their staff that they have. So it's here in the office. So one of the things that they guarantee and that they will do is if you have clients looking for investment properties and needing a property management company to work at, they are one of the lowest fees. You send them to them. If they say they want to buy something, if they want to sell it, they're going to come back to you. They will send them back to you. Large agents will stand by that. We have a lot of agents in the office that use them, and they all stand by it. They will give them back. You know, they have to, right? We're in the same office, but they're really great. Their company is really great for property management. And if you have any clients that are looking for a property for a rental, temporary rental or whatever, go to Alex, go to Peter. They're also very pet friendly. So, which, you know, not all owners are, but it's nice to know that and have that. But knowing where your clients are going, right? Because then that's procuring them more business. Oh, you're thinking about buying investment property in 3 years. Fantastic. I'm going to start sending you some stuff 2 years, maybe 1 year, because we're thinking about it, right? So make sure that you are staying in touch with the demographics and the categories of what they're doing. And then you got buyer categories, first-time buyers, in-town buyers, current homeowners, relocations, investors, new construction, luxury, seniors, short sale or REOs. We don't really have those right now. They might be coming around. The housing prices start to go back down. Guess what you're going to see? You're going to see short sales, right? Because they're going to owe more than what the home is worth.
So what is a short sale?
They owe more than the home is, the loan that they have on their home is more than what the home is worth.
So what is
That happened in 2008.
So what's that mean? Like what happens?
You have to negotiate with the bank to pay, for them to accept less to pay off that loan.
How does that work with like a federally funded loan? Because I mean, if a home goes down at all when it's completely 100% funded by the government, does it become a short sale eligible thing? Like,
Yeah. What happens if we ever end up in that market again is you hire a short sale negotiator. Because when I joined Peter's team, their assistant was doing all of it. That's a full-time job. The file was like this big on one transaction, trying to negotiate with the bank, that you have to send so much stuff to them and knowing who to talk to and getting responses. And it could take months to get that done. Having a short sale negotiator that knows all the tricks of the trade and has done it 100,000 times just makes it so much faster and easier. And the buyer who's buying the house actually pays that fee. Because obviously the seller doesn't have money, right? We went through that. We went through that from 2010, 12, all the way up until maybe 15. Because home prices hadn't quite got all the way back up there again, right?
We should still be good for a while though, just because.
It's still climbing.
Yeah.
Once it starts dropping though,
That's when
you'll start noticing, and it comes down to like, we're not gonna have it big like it was in 08, because a lot of people couldn't pay the loans,
it was
right?
like built on.
And a lot of people,
skills.
it was everything that lending was doing, and that's all been changed by the government. So that's what caused that crash. We're not gonna have that kind of crash again. We might see housing prices drop a little bit or steady out,
Mhm.
right? Back to a normal, natural increase instead of this crazy increase we're at. But what will happen is if you have someone who bought a home this year, top dollar, right? Paid 50,000 over asking because it was the only way they were gonna get it. Next year, they lose their job and they have to sell their house, and maybe the market changes just enough that now they can't get the money out to pay off the loan. So now it's out-of-pocket expenses. If they can't pay off the loan and they have to pay out of pocket and they don't have out of pocket, now you need a short sale negotiator to negotiate with the bank for them to take less than the loan so that they can sell their house. It's very sad and it's very hard, but I hope we never hit that again, because it was really tough. And then it becomes an emotional transaction with your clients, right? And then you've got buyers that are international, and then we have commercial, right? We have all these divisions here. Build an appointment system. Have a strong value proposition. This is part of your buyer presentation, right? We've talked about having a value proposition. Who tells me to have everybody stand up? Everybody stand up. No. And then 5 seconds, you have to tell me why someone should work with you. That's your value proposition.
Minority.
It's your elevator pitch, you guys, right?
Yeah.
Elevator pitch. Work on your value proposition. Know who you are and why they need to work with you. So if I run into someone and say, "Oh, you're a realtor, that's fantastic," and they're getting ready to go, what are you gonna say? He's gonna ignore me and I'm gonna go to Cody. No,
Oh,
I'm just
sorry.
kidding. No, I was just teasing anyways. But that's part of your homework, right? We've talked about this many times about knowing your value proposition and working on that. Top 10 service areas. Let's see if they have it in here. They don't. It's on your sheets in here. Top 10 service areas that help you with your buyer proposition: a needs analysis, pre-qualification, pre-approval, neighborhood information, home search, making offers, negotiating the offers, vendor coordination, pre-close preparation, closing, and then post-closing. And then they have other details in here about the different things that you can provide, right? So wrap it all up into one, and that you have all the services and the connections to help them facilitate a quick close or whatever, right? Find what it is for you. Review your proposition. You guys can bring them to me. You can bring them to Kelly. Here's a little template in here.
What page are we on?
We're on 61, second pamphlet. So use this template. John Doe, I hold myself to a higher standard. It is my goal to find you the best property at the best price. It is important to me that I do blank, blank, and blank for you. I find that my buyers value this because blank, and it benefits you because it ultimately gets you where you really want to be. When you choose me as your agent, my promise to you is blank and blank. You can trust that you'll receive personalized, timely service which meets your needs. So your job is to fill in the blanks, right? That's your value proposition. You can use that, shorten it up, make it your own words, right? Okay. Customized buyer guide. KW has one built for you. Inside the app, inside your website, once they log in, everyone has their fake account, right? Log in as your fake account. On your website, click on buyer guide and go look at it. Log into your app. The bottom, it says guide. There's your guide, walk through it. Make sure the pictures are what you want. Make sure the verbiage is what you want. Maybe you want to change the order of it. All of that is editable inside of Command under Consumer. If you don't know how to do it, tell Austin you need a class. Right?
What was this on?
Or go back and find my class that I taught many times. Buyer Guide. It's in your app and it's on your personal website. It walks, and actually in an opportunity, if your client is in Command and has connected to you via the app or the website, it'll, during your opportunity in the transaction, there's a place in there that you can actually walk them through the steps if they've connected to you through that. So you could, Megan, like you were saying, they don't really do it. So you could go, okay, we've completed the negotiation process. Congratulations, we're under contract. We're now on this next step. Check out your guide, I've moved you to it. Or they can go check the box and it moves them to it. It's really cool, right?
I'm assuming this is something that I have no idea what
Yeah.
Okay.
I know, John, sorry.
This
This is what I told you. You can come in, you can learn. A lot of it won't make sense until you're actually not only just diving into it, but sometimes it might not click until you work with a buyer or a seller,
I think
right?
it's definitely a good idea to come now though, for sure. Learn as much, because
Oh,
that's,
right?
yeah.
I don't feel like I'm wasting my time.
Thank you.
I also found the transaction timeline template on Etsy that I did,
Mhm.
and then I took information from
Mm-hmm.
the Keller, our command website.
And created your checklist?
Under contract, yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
And then-
There's a transaction timeline in the Slack too that I've shared with you guys.
Yeah.
And outside, I think it's outside my door too. It's a really fine detailed, almost like these buyer checklist thing, right?
Another thing that's helpful too is based off of the steps of the transaction, kind of creating email templates for that you will send at each
Yes.
step of the way. That's what I'm working on right now.
Yes.
Because it takes me so much time to like start from scratch every time. to,
Yep.
like, make sure I'm including everything and saying everything I want to say. So now I'm working on just having.
Templated
And
emails.
then you can, customize them a little bit. Depending on the client.
Right. Have the spots laid out where you're
And
gonna
then
do
after
it.
our past yesterday too, now I'm thinking of when Kelly was talking about even sending more communication about, those little.
Absolutely. All the
timelines.
things.
Yeah.
Yep. It's very important. And that should be part of your value proposition, like Kelly said, right? That you know the contract through and through. We are not going to miss a single deadline because I forgot or you forgot. I'm on top of it, steady communication. I'm always going to be in touch with escrow. I'm always going to be in touch with the lender. And I'm going to make sure that we are not only going to close on time, but maybe we might close early or, whatever their need is, right? So that, and everything is going to be smooth and you won't even know if there's any hiccups. Because they don't need that stress. You have enough stress on your own, worrying about who's going to move, packing the house, what you're going to get rid of, figuring out working at the same time. So I'm going to take care of everything over here. When the lender reaches out to you, you're going to do everything they say as fast as you can to make sure that we close on time. Right? Script.
Sounds like you've said that a couple times.
I've said it a lot. Okay, customized buyer guide, done. Y'all have it, done, completed. Just tweak it, right? It's got great little blip and it's got great full detailed stuff, okay? Build an appointment management preparation checklist. There you go, I bet that's in here. We got 20 minutes, look at that. All right. Confirm the appointment date and time. So if you schedule an appointment with someone for Friday, or let's say for Wednesday next week, you call them today, and Wednesday next week, you're gonna meet them at the office to go over buyer presentation, talk about their home buying process. Am I just gonna wait until Wednesday and then sit and hope they show up? Absolutely not. Doesn't work when I'm recruiting either. Just checking in. I'm excited to see you today. Right? That's all it takes. Can't wait to see you tomorrow. 2 o'clock still works, right? Because things happen. Happened to me yesterday during my class. Kirk. Sorry, Kirk. Austin's on me. Tanya, what mastermind are you going to have? Who's going to speak? What's going to happen? What are we going to do? This happens to everybody, right? Every day. Austin, I know I had someone for the second. I know I had someone for the second. Check your email. I'll check my email. I'll check my text. I'll check everything I can. Couldn't find anything for the second. I had Kirk lined up on a verbal phone call with Kirk, and I didn't write any notes down because it's Kirk to come in and speak to you guys about working his database and talking to clients and contacts and going over everything and how his coming here and having command and utilizing command, how much it's helped his business. Dang it, Kirk. I'll call you after I'm done. Called him. He's easy. He actually forgot. Saw it on his calendar. He's coming next Wednesday during our group coaching. Leads. You guys, he has implemented. He's been in the business a very, very long time. He had some personal issues and tragedy in his life, and the brokerage that he was at was not there for them. And they were still in the dark ages. Everything was on paper. He hadn't talked to his clients in years. Like, he did certain things. When he brought them to me and was like, I want to replicate this, I'm like, we don't do that. Who reads that? Who does it that way, right? He is in a different market than most of us because he's down in McMinnville. So you got totally different types of people, right? Different ways that they do things down there. However, he came here, he implemented stuff, and he is so crazy busy. If you want to work in McMinnville, he's got clients. So he's going to come and talk to us on our group coaching on Wednesday next week because Tanya forgot about it because I didn't have it on my calendar properly, which is why we need to confirm our appointments, right? We need to write them down. We need to put them on our calendars with full notes and contact them prior to the actual appointment to confirm that they're coming in, like Kirk did to me. Right? Yeah. You did it backwards. Oh, dang.
What's
But-
going on in McMinnville?
Huh?
What's going on in McMinnville?
What do you mean?
He said that like a whole different type of people who do things like this.
They're a little more laid back, right? They prefer paper and they do emails and like most of his clients, they don't text, right? It's people that are stepping away from the big city stuff and they're just more, they like,
Okay, Tanya, can you hear me?
they like communications and stuff. Yeah.
So they're not all as backwards as me.
Not all of them, Barbie.
Wow.
No, I'm just kidding. No, but he tells me the way that they want to be communicated to is completely different from someone up here, right?
I feel like I'm living in Whoville.
Who's in Whoville? Me?
Whoville, me.
You?
The
No.
way you're,
McMinnville's fantastic.
I love it.
Love going down there. Small town community. But you are going to have to do things a little, you're not going to be able to text every single person and get a response via text. A lot of people, yes. But Kirk's past clients in that is more emails and mailing. Handwritten mailers. Right? Every once a week, my husband and I go through our stack of mail and shred.
Throw it all away.
Well, yeah, because we pay everything online. Nothing comes in, right? We glance through quickly. Okay, pull that one out and then it gets stacked. And then weekly we go and shred it all. Or put it in the, if it's, you know, newspaper stuff or whatever, magazines, it goes right into the recycle bin. Nobody does mailings anymore, but McMinnville, right, Barbie? Thank you. But so Kirk is going to come talk to us and you guys are going to love it because you'll definitely get some things that he does that can be applied here, but he shows how he uses the system to increase his business and be so busy that he doesn't know what to do. Okay. And it took him like 6 months to even get his database in command. Because his database, his contacts were in his phone. He had to search his emails to find a client, to find their email address. Like it was huge process for him to even be able to start to dig into his business. And then within 6 months, he was just getting them left and right. So I think he's beneficial to have here. So that's why I'm having him talk. All right. Confirm the location when you call them to confirm the appointment date and time. Make sure you have the people that are actually able to purchase the home show up, right? You got it. College kid says, Mom, Dad are gonna buy me a house, and the college kid shows up. No, Mom and Dad. Are you wasting your time? Absolutely. So make sure that everyone who is in the purchase decision shows up at the appointment.
You said you are wasting your time?
Yeah.
Like you would waste your time with that meeting? So
To have a whole buyer presentation with someone who's not actually
Okay.
buying.
I just misunderstood what you're
Yeah.
saying. I was on the track.
Yeah, no, this
Never
is the
mind.
actual sit down buyer appointment to talk about the whole buying process and to find out where they are financially, right?
Mhm. I was
If it's
a little
not the
bit
buyer.
confused with the way that it was phrased. I totally
Sorry.
understand. No
Yeah.
worries, no worries.
So make sure that everyone that's in the buying process shows up and is there at the meeting. Otherwise, reschedule it, right? And make sure you have their contact information, not just the person who's going to be living it and not buying it. Complete your buyer guide if you haven't done it yet. Do the questionnaire sheet, right? Prepare your meeting space, which you know our areas are always prepared for you. But maybe you want to have some water ready or whatever, although Brian asked if they want coffee or water or whatever, okay? But review your sheet right before the appointment. So you know who you're meeting, what their main things are. Bring it with you if you want to, just to like confirm, right? Okay. And then understand your market. See where I'm at. So understanding the market, you're going to make sure you're checking the inventory. You have an idea of what they're looking for because they told you in the phone call when you're doing the lead sheet, right? Properties that are available, have them ready. Create a saved search so that you don't have to do the search with them sitting right there. Pre-create it, save it, tag their name to it. And then you can have the whole thing set up ready for that to be automated email to them if you haven't done that yet. And just don't enable it until after you meet with them because you want to confirm that the information is correct if you don't have a buyer pre-approval letter yet, right? If you talk to someone and you say, hey, are you pre-approved? And they say, yep, I'm pre-approved. Fantastic. Can you send me the letter? Someone can tell you they're pre-approved, but maybe they're not. Maybe it's just a quick little rocket mortgage thing, right? You want to have an actual pre-approval letter so that one, you know what type of loan they're doing, what their limit is, who the lender is, because then maybe at that point you can have a conversation about a better option for them. Okay. If they're with an online lending service like Rocket Mortgage, what are some other ones? Do you know? Anybody?
Loans.com.
There you go. You're going to want to definitely have them go to try Keller Mortgage because they're okay with an online service, but they're going to save them more money and the credit that they get, right? And a proven company that works. So if they're somewhere like that, I would suggest and send them over to Keller Mortgage. And if you don't have a preferred lender on Keller Mortgage, when you log into it, get on there and get one. Carl's been available. I keep saying it. I keep showing people how to go add him as their preferred loan officer. And if you don't get him before he's not available, he's going to be green or red again, and you're not going to be able to get him. And he's great. He's their top guy. So get your preferred lender because you can end up, if you don't choose one, you send someone to Keller Mortgage, you could end up with someone that might not be that great. You don't know how they follow up. If you don't get Carl and you want to find your own on there,
What's the website?
Call them, kellermortgage.com. And there's an agent login up at the very top. It's red. Log in, it's your KW login information. Brings you in to your homepage, shows you everything that you can have, marketing flyers. There's open house flyers in there. There's listing flyers. There's buyer flyers. You can choose your loan officer. You can see the status of your loan and where it's at. You can schedule whether you want to get email, text notifications so that every step of the process through your transaction, you get an automated text that says the loan was approved. The appraisal's been ordered. The appraisal is back. Like, you get all of that. So, and you have all their contact information is in there. So you can go and call, have a conversation with one. How many transactions have you done in Oregon? Because some of them are licensed in multiple states, right? Get to know them. Find out if they've worked with anybody here and who it was so that you can call them and ask them, how was it? You guys can interview them just like anyone can interview you. So preparing your process, you're going to interview, you're going to know your scripts and the materials you're going to do. You're going to know your market. You're going to know the days on market. What's the average days on market to show the sense of urgency in them finding a home based on their price. Do this. Practice your scripts 3 to 4 hours every day. You'll become better than 90% of the agents in your area.
Leave it.
Probably, right? What's the best way to practice your scripts?
With,
A partner. Or go look at the information and read it, right? And then look at yourself in a mirror if you don't want to go to a partner. Anything, right? But more than you can come in here and you can read through something, all these scripts that we have. But if you read through it and it doesn't click, it doesn't make sense, or it doesn't provide the information of what you need to get that client to work with you, then it's probably not going to work and it's not going to like become natural for you, right? Okay. Be a consultant, not just an agent. That's what we always talk about that here, right? And then be a decision facilitator. So, decision facilitator does not mean telling the client what to do. It's about helping buyers who are afraid of making the wrong decision and maybe paralyzed about making any decision. They will look at you they will look to you as a trusted advisor and your expert advice for answers. So you better know it, right? Know your market. Learn to recognize buying signals as well. So you are well prepared to remind your buyers of their needs and wants, right? They start talking about a house. Oh my gosh, look at this house. It's got 3 bedrooms. Or they don't even mention the bedrooms. They say, it's fantastic. Look at the space that it's on. I love the kitchen. Okay, but it only has 3 bedrooms and you told me you absolutely have to have 4. That's a trigger, right? So now you need to find out, maybe that's not as important to them and you're missing properties, right? So really pay attention to what they're saying, what they're doing, how they respond when you show them a house. Because they could tell you something that they want. And then when you actually get in the house, it can be completely different. Kitchens are huge for people. You walk into a house, you show them a house that they absolutely love. It looks brand new. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. It's got a galley style kitchen, which they said they didn't care, right? The kitchen wasn't important to them. They walk in like, oh, wow, this isn't going to work. Well, I don't like this. What don't you like about it? What are you looking to do in this? Like, you've got to pay attention to that, right? You're not just opening up the door and letting them in to go wander the house. You want to be with them and listen and pay attention to what they're doing. Hey, look at that. Told you that one would be fast. Buyer consultation. Wait, no, we're not done yet. Okay, 4 minutes.
Oh, no.
No, it's not an entire packet. This is just the second. This is just a little bit, Okay, the buyer consultation is actually the sit down meeting that you're going to have with them, right? So make sure if you're gonna do a printed one, have a copy for them. If you're going to do, if you're gonna do a video one, but there's stuff that you want them to do, make sure you have that printed form. Just be really prepared for it. And don't sit there and go like this. Okay, set, service, satisfy, surpass, sustain. Words of wisdom, you're in the business, right? Don't do that. This is just to show what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, so make sure that you don't quickly prepare a buyer presentation. Have it all pretty and ready. I worked on it for 3 hours on Canva. It's gorgeous. Can't wait to do it. And then you don't even know how it flows, right? It'll show. It's your first one. So practice it. Walk through it. Practice. Know what you're going over. Have time to present it properly. The most important thing is focusing on customer experience. So I like this because this is the one thing we need to do the most, right? Listen, I admit I'm the first one to talk 100 miles an hour. So excited and happy, especially when I'm recruiting. Can't wait to say how fantastic we are, how great it is to be here. Gotta slow down, you gotta listen to find out the right things. Why are they there? Why are they buying a house? What's important to them, right? You take the notes, you let them do the needs analysis, share that for you, then share your value proposition, set the expectations, both sides equal, right? Close for the agreement and establish your next steps. If they have not, if you're doing this presentation and they have not met with the lender yet, that is absolutely the next step. Because I'm not going to set you up for failure in buying your home and sending you properties that you might not qualify for and have you fall in love with a home way up here if we're only able to go to here. Right? It's the hardest thing in the world to get someone to go see a house this gorgeous. And we all know how much $500,000 to $400,000 difference is, especially here, right? So make sure that that is a huge expectation that you're taking care of for them. Now I'm gonna go really fast. Whoop, whoop. Oh, it's just more details, setting up the stage. Right, we talked about that. Have a notepad for them too. There you go. Make sure everything is updated as you go on, right? If they're selling their home, have your CMA. If they're selling their home and they're buying, you're probably going to be doing your presentation at their house, right? At the same time as doing the CMA. Okay. The needs analysis, right? We all know what that is, right? Everyone knows what that is, right? What the buyer needs to buy. What's realistic. What are the must-haves? What are that I can deal with? Next big one is review the purchasing process. There's a nice little picture guide here. We also have it in the book. And remember those buyer packets, beautiful buyer seller guides that we have. There's a book inside there that walks through the process really nicely. But you also have the buyer guide that walks through the process really nicely, right? So you guys can have it your own. You can create something like this. You can ask Peter for a copy of his so you can put it in your own buyer consultation if you want. He'll be happy to share it with you. It's 2:00. Review the mortgage and lending processes, right? You want to know what they're pre-approved for, how much that is. Do you think it's okay for us to ask? Like, can we tell them what price are you looking for? And they say, well, I'm looking for this. Are you pre-approved for that amount? Yep, I'm pre-approved for 500,000. Do you think it's okay to find out if they can go higher, if they find something that's a little bit higher, right? You're helping them with a big decision. It's okay to ask them anything, right? They say, well, my pre-approval is for 500,000, but I don't want to go over 450. That's fantastic. What if you find the house that you absolutely love at 475? Do you know what that payment difference is for you? And if it's actually something you might really want to do, right? If it's really your dream house at this amount, and we can't find you anything at this amount, have you checked what that payment would be at? Because sometimes it's not that much.
Do we have some sort of, I mean, is it just quick math or something, or do we have some sort of calculator where we can easily?
Go to your lender,
uh,
because we have, yes, you can go to any mortgage calculator. They're on your website too.
okay.
To find out what payments you want to plug in, estimated taxes, right? Actual properties, you can get the taxes, but go find out what they are, because that can play a huge difference in it. The other thing is you want to put in insurance. And I have found that some lenders will do an estimate, a pre-approval, and give the buyer like what the payments are on an estimate. And the estimate that they did for the taxes and the insurance was extremely outrageous. Like so much so that, yeah, that it changed the buyer's purchasing ability in their mind by $50,000. So watch first tax. So I had buyers, they're like, nope, we can't go over this. Nope, payment, can't go over that. Finally, I was like, okay, that doesn't make any sense to me. Can I see one of your payments things, that letter that the lender sent you? He sent it over to me, and the monthly taxes and insurance was $3,000. Who pays $3,000 a month? Changed their payment drastically. I'm like, no. So I gave them, go look right here, calculator, take that back. Tell your lender these numbers right here is what you want plugged in there. Ask him what the payment will be. I showed him where he could do it on the calculator, but then I said, go ask your lender. He goes back, and he worked there. Went to the lender and gave him the true payment versus, and said, oh yeah, our estimate's always high. It's unrealistically high, right? We lost so many homes because they couldn't beat out the offers that we then found out months later that we actually could have. Don't be afraid to ask for a copy of the payments and check the taxes and the insurance.
Was this a specific lender or all?
Yeah, first tap. Yeah.
Is that what would be called like a fee sheet? Because I've heard an agent on a podcast talk about how they always ask the lender for a fee sheet.
A fee sheet? No, that's probably for the fees that they charge.
Okay.
You want their payment, good faith estimate. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna quickly, Cody's my appointment at 2:00. Okay, so share your value proposition during your buyer. This is our buyer presentation, right? Set the service expectations. The biggest thing about the expectations between them and you is that they're not gonna go to any other agent, right? They're gonna work with you. They see a house for sale, if they want to go to an open house, it's fine. If you can't go with them, please make sure you tell the agent on the other side that you are working with me. I am your real estate agent. Give them a couple cards if they said that they're going to go do open houses without you. You don't have to go to open houses with them. Set the expectation that they're going to keep you informed of any changes in their jobs. That they're going to keep you informed if they are shopping for another lender, right? Nothing like having a conversation, knowing where they're pre-approved at. Also set the expectations of what they should not be doing during the home buying process when we're looking for a home. All the things they should not be doing. Should not be taking out a line of credit. They should not be buying a new car. They should not be buying new furniture for the house that they're going to be moving into. That's after you go pending. They should not be late on any payments at all. None of them. Not even 1 month, not even 1 day late.
Is this, because it'll affect what they can.
It'll affect their credit, and their credit is pulled on the day of closing. And I've had a deal terminate on the day of closing because the wife didn't pay a bill. Husband didn't know about it. They were already moving in. Seller was already out. We had to stop. And they couldn't buy the house. That one little thing affected their debt to income ratio and their credit score to where now they were not approved. So one little tiny thing can make a huge difference. Tell them not to go buy anything really expensive, paying cash, right? Because they're also looking at the reserves they have in their bank account. So anything that has to do with money, finances, make sure that they are following all the guidelines on. These are the expectations that you set up at the beginning. And these expectations right here that I just talked about are something you need to remind them when you go pending, and then remind them again as we get past inspections, because now they're getting excited and they want to go get a new dishwasher. They want to go get a new couch, right? And they're going to go do it. Wait until we close. After we close and I give you the call that says, hey, the home is yours, we'll meet you at the keys. Now you can go shopping and go do everything that you want to do. Okay, super important. That's the expectations. Talk about the communication process, the showing process, how you're going to handle that. The biggest thing about the showing process, you guys, is someone says, hey, I want to see all these homes, and you got 15 homes. I've done it. It was a different market back then. And they were all over, which is like here, right? It'd be like someone wanting to see something in Forest Grove and then going all the way to Estacada. And then seeing one way down in Wilsonville, rural, and then maybe going up to Vancouver. Here, that's crazy, right? It would take you all day to get to the 4 houses, let alone 14 or 15 houses. Montana, it'd take me, 10 minutes to get, because there's no traffic. And you could drive 3 times as fast. 30 miles is 20-minute drive. So, but what would be the first thing what if you had people that wanted to see 15 houses in Westland that came up on the market? What's the best thing to do on it? No?
Schedule.
Would you just schedule it and go?
Yeah, I mean,
No.
yeah, narrow down came to my mind.
What,
too, but-
narrow it down, right? Have you driven by them? Have you Google mapped the neighborhood, especially if maybe it's in a nice, or, maybe it's like in Southeast Portland or whatever. Have you Google mapped these homes to see what the neighbors are like? Because I've gone and I've shown houses and we drive up, because in Montana, we have them in our car with us. And they say, whoa, nope, we can skip this one. I've already laid out my entire timeline for including driving, and I've called and let the people know that we're showing. And now I'm not going in that house, and now my whole rest of them are off, right? So setting the expectations and letting them know that when you're showing houses and when they want to see a bunch of properties or whatever, have them go do a drive-by, check out the neighborhood. If they've already done this, right, you're not going to see as many anymore. But if it's the first time, check them on Google Maps, see what the neighbors are like, see if you're okay with that. Go drive by it, look and see what's around it, see if you're okay with it. And then I'll schedule all the showings, especially if they got people in it. You can say, I can schedule those tomorrow, but why don't you go do these things? Or just let them know ahead of time before you bring them to me or whatever. Do these things, check them out. Because you'll find out, you can go drive by, and if the neighbor's house is a hot mess, they're gonna want to buy that one. If they're expecting something just like completely clean and perfect, no one wants a neighbor that looks like that, right? So just try to help them narrow them down. Trial close with tie downs, right? Getting them to make sure they want to work with you. I think those tie downs are in here.
I think we might have passed
Did we? I don't think we're there yet. Buyer agency,
that. I did.
consult, huh?
84.
84, whoa, I did. I'm zipping, I'm trying to hurry up, 'cause we're over. There you go. Yeah. Can you see the benefit of working with me? What would work for you on your next appointment, right? Always end it in a question that requires them to respond with an answer. The biggest one is commission. right? People are always like, how am I paying you? What's your commission? Well, buyer, you don't pay me. Commission, the seller pays me. So, and there's other ways that you can say it, but, use scripts from part 5. Partner, oh, get together, do some scripts. Just kidding, we're going, that's role play. Okay. Establish the next steps, right? Do you have any other questions? What's the best way to stay in contact? Confirm the criteria. Their pricing. Do you want a CMA? Do you still need to talk to a lender? Ask for a referral. Am I gonna ask for a referral right then? You know, that's gonna be up to you. Me personally, no. Why would I want to ask for a referral from someone I just met and talked to? I'm gonna show them. They're gonna want to do referrals naturally because I'm gonna show them that I'm gonna do the best job for them. They're gonna be very happy. The time to ask them for referrals is when they're really, really happy, right? Congratulations, you won the deal. How did you win the deal? I had one. I called and talked to the listing agent right away. Schmoozed her like you wouldn't believe. Now she's gonna tell me when there's an offer higher than ours, so that we need to adjust it, we can. Didn't need to. She called me to tell me, hey, got an offer that's just like yours. If you budget just like this much, your buyers, I'll make sure they get it. 'Cause you were first and you called me, and I appreciate the contacts that we had, right? Told my clients that.
Yeah.
When we close, we wouldn't have got this house if it wasn't for you. We loved everything that you did. Right? Don't be afraid to tell them all the things that you're doing. Show them why you work hard. Okay? Does anybody have any questions so far? You're like, is this all? You're done? No. Next week, we're gonna go into more. Right? We're gonna go into offers and negotiating the contract to close, your post-close systems, and then putting it all together. Cool? Questions? Anybody online? Do this. There you go. That's not yet. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you guys like this class format?
Yes.
These all won't be this way, but we're gonna get through these because I think they're great and it'll help you guys get business
Awesome.
Thank you.
and prepare you for your business, right?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Barbie, thanks for joining.
Thank you.
Austin, you can stop recording.
What are the, what needs to happen before you can get an inspection done on the house?